Hi, my name is Laura Glab, and I'm the Chief Growth Officer here at MyFriendBen. Before we get started in this training, I want to say thank you. If you're attending this training, more than likely, you help individuals and families in a dire moment of need when they're asking for help. Thank you for the time that you give those families, and thank you for trusting MyFriendBen. Our tool gets better with your feedback, and families get help when we partner together. Thank you for everything you do, and just thank you from everyone at MyFriendBen. MyFriendBen was originally designed by navigators like you and feedback from families in need of public benefits. In our home state of Colorado, we interviewed hundreds of families and navigators to ensure the tool was easy to use, clear, trustworthy, and dignified.
Talking to families on a weekly and monthly basis is what allows MyFriendBen to be like, what is actually best for the family experience here?
This is one step towards a more automated, more unified life benefit system that is easy for families to access.
Every time you use MyFriendBen, our tool is getting better, and every piece of feedback you send to us is really important. Before we go further into the training and look at the tool, I want to tell you straight from me that you should contact us anytime something comes up with MyFriendBen. My email is laura@myfriendben.org, and you can email me anytime. If you need a benefit changed, a resource changed, a button changed, we're here for you. Because originally, you designed our product. And now we're partnering together to ensure every family in your state has access to the public benefits that they need in an easy and dignified way. A few things you should know before using MyFriendBen. First of all, you likely already know, MyFriendBen is a screener tool. Most individuals will take 5 to 10 minutes to answer a variety of questions about themselves, their household, and their income in order for us to identify the different public benefits that they have available to them federally, locally, and in your state. The second thing you should know is that MyFriendBen is always free, always open, and you can do it multiple times. So if someone gets through MyFriendBen and gets to a question they don't know the answer to, for example, how much they have in savings, or does a person who live with them count as a household member, they should feel free to answer the questions as best they can, and then go back and do it if they feel like they need to change it and do it again. Don't worry, everyone can make estimates and give their best answers. Nothing is saved unless the individual wants it to be saved. MyFriendBen will give every individual all of the programs and resources that are available to them without any personal, private identifying information. At the end of going through the MyFriendBen screener, individuals have the opportunity to give us their email or cell phone number, and we can text and email information back to them, but they don't have to. MyFriendBen will identify and provide all of the programs and resources they have available, even without any identifying information. About 2/3 of individuals do give us that information, and we use that communication tool to make sure they are aware of updates to benefits, new benefits, and application deadlines that are coming up. So please know that no one has to give us any of that identifying information, but they can and they often do. You're likely using MyFriendBen on a laptop computer with an individual at your side. Again, thank you for spending time with those individuals in this time of need. We really appreciate it. However, MyFriendBen is mobile friendly. Almost 70% of our users use it on their phones. So please make sure that everyone you support knows they can do it multiple times. And if they don't have a computer at home, their phone is perfectly fine. As I mentioned before, your job is hard and really impressive. And you're going to get to some questions that might be difficult for the person in front of you. There are questions in MyFriendBen about salary and savings and households that might make someone feel uncomfortable or nervous. We recommend telling them there's no wrong answers and that they should definitely feel comfortable estimating. And many people have zero in their savings account or don't have a job right now, which is why they're here to access benefits. They can get the help they need to continue in life and thrive. We believe every person has the potential to do amazing things in their career, in their life, in their family, and that we are just a step in the process of getting them the tools they need to live the life they can. I think the question we hear the most when we use MyFriendBen with our individuals and neighbors is, can I share this with my family? And the answer is, of course. While many individuals use MyFriendBen directly with us, we are always happy to see their friends, their family, their household, their neighbors all get access to the tool. And when they access benefits, they see it in their community. As more people have money for groceries or to pay their rent or cover utilities, they have more to inject back into their community. MyFriendBen is a 6-minute screener that helps everyone identify the programs and resources they need in this moment. But accessing those programs and resources means that their community is better, their family is better, their neighborhood is better. And that's true here in Colorado. So far, MyFriendBen has helped over 70,000 families identify over $1 billion in benefits that they have access to. It's been an amazing journey. You are a huge part of that success. In 2026, we're hoping to see it be over 200,000 families, but we can't do it without you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for sharing our goals. And let's help every family get everything they need so that they can thrive here in our communities. Now, let's go take a tour of the tool. We're going to go through slowly so I can tell you a lot of different things about the nuances of the moments you're in at every step. Like I said, typically people can fill this out in 5 to 10 minutes, but I might take a little longer and give you some tips along the way about ways to have the conversation with individuals. A lot of this stuff you already know. You're an expert in benefits access and helping people when they need it. But I'm going to help you do it with MyFriendBen. Thank you for being here, and let's go check out the tool. All right, so now we are in the MyFriendBen Colorado screener. As you know, MyFriendBen can be used on phones or on a desktop or laptop. I'm on my laptop today, so we have a big screen for you to see. The first question is always your preferred language. Obviously, I'm going to choose English for today, but MyFriendBen is available in 18 languages at this moment, and that number is always growing. So if there's a language that your community uses commonly and is not available in MyFriendBen, please let us know. As you can see, I'm in MyFriendBen, Colorado. Yours should say your state's name here when you are getting ready to go, so make sure that that says that. Get started. A couple disclaimers in MyFriendBen. Giving a little information about what this might be, what you will find, and then agreeing to terms and condition, and that I'm older than 13. Next thing is a zip code. I'm going to go ahead and put in a Colorado zip code that I know. It's going to ask me to choose a county. I'm going to choose Jefferson County, or Jeffco, as we say here in Colorado. Many benefits are local and state-based in MyFriendBen. This makes us different from other screeners that only have the national programs. And so it's really important to have this information about where the person is located. If they are moving or have recently moved, they can always fill out MyFriendBen in the other states where we're available. Tell us about your household size, including you, how many people are in your household. We see households of all sizes, very large families, individuals living by themselves. For today, we're going to do something that's we see often in MyFriendBen, which is a 2-person household, often a parent and child. Let's picture a mother and daughter in this situation. All right, and now in this moment, you're going to tell us about each household member. You'll notice it doesn't ask for their name, their address, their social security number, anything like that. Everything in MyFriendBen is always private and safe, and any piece of information is always optional. So let's go ahead and use my birthday to represent the mother, and let's pretend she's a new mom, maybe. Newer, I guess. And we'll say the child, the daughter is right there. Great. You'll see that the household members that were added are right here. The reason they pop up like this is if you need to go back and add another person, or if you accidentally said that you had 2 children, you only had 1, you can go back and fix that. Right now, this information is just about the mother. So what kind of insurance does she have? Often here in Colorado, we see people who don't have insurance. Special circumstances. So are they a student, possibly pregnant with the next child, blind or visually impaired? In this situation, I'm going to say that none of these circumstances apply to the mother. And then income sources. So here we are of how do they get money and how much are they making? If you are helping someone use MyFriendBen, they might not have exact numbers. Obviously, they probably don't have a pay stub with them, and that's okay. Again, this is a screener, so it doesn't have to be exact. It's just important they give some sort of estimate. So let's go ahead and pretend our mom here is employed. She's got wages and salaries. Let's say she gets paid every week, $15 an hour at 40 hours a week. She's making about six. Let's say she makes $700 a week. Great, and that's her only income. And then we're gonna go ahead and press next. All right, so there you see we have this information about our mother. Now for our child, again, let's say that they don't have insurance in this situation. And none of these circumstances, obviously, they're not a student or working, they're not pregnant, and they also don't have an income, so nothing to put there. Continue. Now, does your household have any expenses? We're going to add an expense. So where are they spending their money? This family has a rent. We'll say it's $1,000 a month for a little 1-bedroom place they have. Also, I live here in Colorado, so I know heating is pretty important. We'll say that's another $75 a month. And let's just leave it at that. Sometimes we see individuals and households who want to add expenses we don't have here. So for example, a car payment is something that people often make that's very expensive, very important to them, of high value. They really find their car to be important and they want to add it here, but car payments do not impact benefits. So right now, those are not on the list. As an organization that really appreciates and values this being a dignified experience, sometimes we add some of those different expenses that might not change their benefit access, but feel important to individuals. So you might see those change. And if you have feedback on that, we'd love to hear it. But mostly you'll see the ones that are impacting benefit access are all right here. And then we'll continue. Talking about your household. This moment can be a little critical in a conversation with an individual or household. They might feel uncomfortable telling you how much they have in savings. Obviously, they don't need to have the right number. They don't need to have an exact number, just a guess. We often tell people that it's rare that we see people put more than $1,000 in savings, that it's very common to have less than 500. And we're going to go ahead and say that this mother and daughter have 500 in savings. Does anyone currently have benefits? So if they're already receiving SNAP or Medicaid or something else, this is where they'd click that. In this situation, we're going to say no. And then here's a moment where we ask, where are you looking for immediate help, right? So what are some resources that you need? Not necessarily a program, but if you need access to a food bank, obviously a new mom needs diapers, interesting information about your child, maybe rent is getting a little bit stressful, as it often does. Here in Denver, we have a pretty great program for immediate rent assistance. So that's important. All kinds of different information. And of course, I'm a new mom. I'm already thinking about saving for college in this situation. We'll press continue. How did you hear about MyFriendBen? If you're a partner organization, a 211, United Way, a nonprofit, a food bank using MyFriendBen, your name should definitely be on this list. This helps us track where people are applying from, which nonprofit should have help and support. In this situation, I'm going to go ahead and say test and prospective partner, but we do collect lots of data and offer dashboards on this for your partnerships. If an individual would like to email themselves the information they get, this is where they click it. They can add a cell phone or an email or both and agree to take that information. In this case, we're not going to do that. Go ahead and continue. Check to make sure everything I said is correct. There's the mother and the daughter. There's those expenses, super quick information. And then 1, 2, I was hoping to count to 5 and I didn't even get that high. So in just a few seconds, what we have here is an entire list of different programs that this mother can be accessing for her and her child. It shows you how long it will take to apply for that particular program, about how much you'd be getting a month. And I'll show you the more info thing in a minute, but this will tell you where to apply, how to apply, and how to get help applying for these different programs. So here we are looking at all of these different things. Of course, that healthcare benefit is really important in this situation, as it's a mother and a daughter really looking for help together. Tax credits are here. You can see in total, this could be worth almost $1,500 for the mother in monthly savings and almost $8,000 in annual tax credits. If you click on one of these applications or one of these more info buttons, like WIC, which we know is super important for new moms, you'll go here. Again, that information we saw before is there. A button that goes directly to the application, information about who should be applying, resources for if you need help applying and you need support, how to get there, who to talk to, and then the key information you might need to provide. So an ID here in the situation, proof of pregnancy if it's applicable, if you're going to be a mother, address, all of those things, so that when you go to one of these resources to get help or you click that apply now button, you are able to go ahead and start doing it right away and aren't, left looking around for something else that you need. If you go back to the results page, again, all of those programs were here. The additional resources, you'll remember this mother obviously needs some help with diapers, had some questions about child development, different things for groceries. So if you need more information, if you click one of these, again, a resource here ready to help you find something that you might need. Phone number or website, whichever is easier for this mother, so that she can get help right away. If she missed the opportunity to put in her email and phone number, she can save my results. Another opportunity pops up. And all of this is right here and ready to go. We've found that typically, in order to find these resources or the right resource or these benefits one by one, it's about 30 to 40 minutes per benefit, as opposed to less than 10. And we found all of these benefits, all of this information right here. Something else that's worth noticing is sometimes it's easy to get excited about these big value benefits. And obviously, we're really excited for people to get all of that help. But we also look at some of these ones with smaller amounts as kind of our open door benefits. They have very easy, short applications that are quickly approved. And that little bit of help will get people started on applying to other things as well. That is everything we have here to get through the screener. Again, this is MyFriendBen, Colorado, but we have multiple states. And we'll talk a little bit more about the work that every navigator does using MyFriendBen. Thank you for your time, and thank you for everything you do for individuals accessing benefits in your community.
There was a woman who called in. She was older, she had disabilities, and particularly she had low vision. And so she wasn't really good with technology, but she called in to ask, hey, what am I eligible for in terms of government benefits and tax rebates? And, MyFriendBen was the first thing that I thought of, is there's a tool that will show you exactly that. I can get you this information. And she said to me, well, I'm not super great with computers. Would you be able to help me with it? And so I walked her through the steps of it together, and we were able to see all the things that she was eligible for and all the different resources that would be able to assist her with those applications and guiding her through the next steps. And so she felt really confident at the end of that call that she had what she needed to get the resources she was looking for and to get the help that she needed.